Hello friends, this is a case of post-uveitic mature cataract with posterior synechiae. I am starting this case with the removal of the synechiae with the blunt cannula, and we start the rhexis. As you can see, I am puncturing it and trying to enlarge the rhexis, but it is very fibrotic to my surprise. Trying to enlarge, invert the flap, but it is not giving way. There is a pull on the capsule, so with the help of microrhexis scissors I am making the flap. With the help of microrhexis forceps from the side port, you have to make the rhexis now. As you can see, you have to hold the capsule from the edge of the rhexis so that a minimal pull on the capsule and the zonules is there. So every time you have to grasp the edge of the capsule so that you can make the rhexis, but it is very tough, so I enlarge further with the microrhexis scissors again so as to don't have to have a pull on the zonules. And then with the microcystotome, with the very gentle movements, trying to complete the rhexis. Small amount of movement has to be there because you can't pull centripetal, it has to be a circumferential movement slowly so that the pull on the zonules is less, and with the help of microsystem only I was able to complete the rhexis. I purposefully avoided the hydrodissection because the integrity of posterior capsule was not known. I'm doing a direct chop. As you can see, the key point is you have to divide till the last fibers of the nucleus are separated. Unless they are not separated, you will not able to eat the nuclear fragment. Again, you can see the left hand, the left hand has to be used more so that you have to remove the nuclear fragment in such a way the pull on the zonules is minimal. Rest phaco has to be done routinely. The AC fluctuations have to be avoided, so the bottle height has to be appropriate so that there is no shallowing, and the phaco settings have to be on the higher side as the lens is hard, so you have to have a good amount of vacuum, and flow rate you can keep around 28 and bottle height around 90 to 100 so that AC is well formed during the phaco, and with slow and gentle movements you can get away with the remaining quadrants. The key take home is you have to divide every time, and it has to be a complete division with the help of chopper so that the fragment is easily emulsified. So in between also you can see as I am trying to separate the nucleus. And this is the last segment. So every time you have to divide. See, the chopper has to be used. And to my surprise, there was a PCR, and it was a well defined. The edges of the capsule were little fibrotic, maybe a pre-existing one. So before withdrawing the phaco probe, it is important to inject the viscoelastic so that there is no prolapse of the vitreous and AC is well formed. So limit amount of IA is done to check any cortical matter is there. So under viscoelastic you have to inject the lens, as there was no vitreous prolapse and the anterior highlight phase was intact. I am trying to inject the lens. The important point is the leading haptic has to go between the anterior and the posterior capsule and avoid the PCR area so that there is no drop. And you can see the lens, the capsule is very much fibrotic. As I am dialing the trailing haptic, with a very gentle movements we have to push the trailing haptic inside the bag. You have to remove the viscoelastic, make sure there is no AC fluctuation, so it has to be very gentle. And in the last, before withdrawing the irrigation, you can hydrate the side put and the main put. Thank you.